degree. Although sometimes having a degree helps with certain things when you start getting into other things, but I want you to understand that you have something amazing to bring to the table, regardless of, everyone has something amazing to bring to the table. Do not, never ever underestimate your ability to help someone, because trust me, someone in this group needs you, someone, or maybe many. So as you can see, we see find someone to mentor. You click here, you can see how many we have. Exactly 21 mentors right now, from all different types of backgrounds. Some who have been homeschooling for years, some who have actually graduated several children out of homeschooling, some that are entrepreneurs, some like myself.
Tina.
Uh-huh.
The one you're looking at right now is the people looking for mentors, and further down are our mentors.
Yeah, I meant to say that. Thank you, Lada. I meant to say that. So we have so many different people that can offer their help and service. And then they have like a little quick, little short, little bio about themselves. Of course, this little snippet of what we was able to type in is not, it's just like a fourth of what the individual can actually bring to the table. So keep in mind that this was not a big, we wasn't allowed to put a whole lot about it. So if something stick out to you, go, like, reach out. Okay, let me see, will it show up? Because my computer is so slow today. So sorry about that. All right. Okay, so right here, find a mentor. Thank you, Lada. So here we have 20. And then you can look through and see who you would like to mentor. And then you click the button, request a mentor, and then that process will start with you and that individual. Now, say for example, right now we are developing different units that is just in the beginning phases. So basically you'll be able to, once this is up and going, you'll be able to click on different things, and you will be able to get it based on the category. So you'll know exactly what you're looking for. And then you can click on that. Like, for example, if you want a career as a doula, you can click on it, and it's going to actually show the amazing video of Miss Lawson, who came in and explained about being a doula. She was interviewed. So we're working on getting all that together and adding content. Now, say for example, many of us, we have a lot going on in this group, but we also have chats. We have different chats going on based on where you live at in the United States, and we also have an international group. So if you want to be a part of the chat, because a lot of you are reaching out, I'm seeing posts that saying, I would like to do a meetup with someone in my hometown of Maryland. Is anybody homeschooling in Maryland? Well, we have chats that you can actually join. So say, for example, I want to join Maryland. Now, I'm not from Maryland, but say, for example, I live in Maryland. I want to join it. I just click join, and then you'll be introduced into that chat. And then everyone that you're talking to in this particular chat, you know that they're in your particular state at the time. So we have quite a few now. We have Maryland, New York, Louisiana, Ohio, Florida, South Carolina. That's me. Woo woo. We have an international chat, Colorado. We even have a Canadian chat, California, Texas, and Georgia right now. So if any of your states were just called out and you're trying to locate or trying to get with like-minded individuals in this group who are homeschooling, I encourage you to get into these chats. Now we have announcements. Announcements is different things that we want to announce, things that we want you to see. So we put it as the most important at the moment. Right now, I don't see that we have any, but my computer is going so slow.
There's usually a lot of them. I was trying to clean them out, but things that make announcements, usually things that I'll pin are the posts that get a lot of attention, because, you know, I didn't want anyone to miss out just because they weren't logged on at the moment. And we usually do our family chat like this as a announcement. And announcements, as soon as you log in each time, that's going to be your first post that pop up. other than the pinned posts. And so if you're kind of like, why am I just seeing this, but it's not, today's stuff, that's why. I'm sorry to jump in.
No, keep jumping in. I need help. this about support, honey. And men need support too. All right. All right. I'm a part of an amazing team. So you're definitely in the right place, because the men support each other, the mod, and also as a group, as a collective, we support each other. We just want you to get more involved because you bring something amazing to the table. Now we do have events. So if you click the events, it's so many different events that's going on. You can look and see exactly what event you would like to be a part of, and make sure that you at least click maybe. If you don't know for sure if you're going or not, and you don't want to say, oh, I'm going or not, but you thinking it could be a possibility that you might be able to attend, click maybe so that you'll get notified. Because when you click maybe, you'll get notified just as if you click going, and you want to stay in the loop. Sorry about that, you guys. A little mistake there. My missed and click something else. Okay, so we also have, after you do the events, we have different videos. So say, for example, you want to look up a certain video, something like resonated with you from a Zoom or from a live video that you saw. You can actually click videos and you can see all the different things that we're doing. Like right now, as you can see, we are live. So you are able to see all of that. All right, and you can see our amazing interview that Lada did. This little lady is just amazing. And then you see other live videos and different stuff that came up that we talked about. Now, we have photos, different things that people have uploaded, which we appreciate. Now, for those of you who are just homeschooling, just started homeschooling, or maybe you haven't started homeschooling, but you are looking for curriculum. You are looking for curriculum. You're looking for not only curriculum, but you're looking for something that kind of gets you started, kind of wet your feet, so to speak. Guess what? This group has files too. So let's click on the files. Look at all of this amazingness that different individuals have uploaded for your use. So use it. Like we have the phonics workbook. That workbook is over 100 and some pages that someone uploaded. We have different Black homeschooling family businesses. So if you have a family business and you want to be added to the doc, this is the place where you're going to be, because we want to not only support each other with homeschool, but we want to support each other in business as well. We have so many different daily routine. I encourage you to go through this at your spare time, because there's so many different things that's in here that you can totally come in, download it to your computer or your mobile device, use it that way, or even print it off. That could help you and offset some of your homeschooling costs. Okay, now that we have went through all of this, I am going to stop sharing the screen and you're going to look at me for a little bit. All right, you guys. So for the most part, let me check the chat, because I can see the chat. Yeah. Bottom of the pen. I couldn't see the chat when I was on sharing the screen. All right, ladies. So let's get back to it. All right. Can you guys see me? Put yes in the chat if you can see me, so I can make sure I'm on the right screen.
Tell me why you haven't started on yours.
Lada, could you mute, please? Thank you. All right, everybody. So now we're back on the screen. You're going to see me. I'm going to be talking to you, my amazing Black homeschoolers in this group. All right. Now we're going to talk a little bit, now that you have seen a little bit of how I like to call it the back office. Of course, you can call it whatever you want to call it, of how different things are situated and how you can totally take advantage of all the amazingness that's going on. One thing I forgot to show you is over to the left, you're going to see, let me just do it because I don't want to, let me just do it. Okay. Say, for example, you're looking up a specific video or you want to know something from a specific person. You saw a video or whatever, and you want to search something within the group. The only thing that you need to do is, you see this little tab that says search this group. you just say, for example, I want to look up some posts that Lotta posted. Because she said she put a post up or a video up and I really want to see it, or maybe it's Aaliyah. You just type that person name in, and everything that person has put into the group themselves, you will see their information. And that will kind of help you, so you won't have to go through all the different posts in order to find that particular post that you're looking for. So if you can remember the person's name, who presented the information, the only thing you have to do is just search their name, and then just go through their posts, and you'll be able to find your posts more fast and easier than if you had to just scroll down all the posts that's in the group. That'll cut down a whole lot of time for you. So
Tina, thank you so much for mentioning that, because we have a lot of content. The only other thing I would ask in searching, and like you said, it's probably more effective, as you just mentioned, to search by poster, but sometimes we don't remember who said what, right? And so I just want to put in the word college or kids or, wellness or something. If we put in those keywords, it'll pop up as well too. But just like if you're sharing content, like if you saw something somewhere else and you shared it to the group, if you don't type something, on top, it won't show up under the search. So if you shared, something like with Haley being scholarships, and all you did was, click search, not search, but click share, and you just, you didn't type anything at the top, it might not show up.
Yeah. So we're going to try our very, very best. Another thing that's going to help this group in order for you to find information better is to start adding a hashtag to your post. And then you can actually start searching that hashtag, and everything that has that hashtag will automatically pop up under that hashtag. Of course, it's going to get a little bit more like a fine-tuned instrument as we go on. But for now, if you can remember the person's name, you can type that in. And then if not, do what Lotta just said. But that will help you a lot and free up a whole lot of your time trying to find posts, because a lot of content is being presented in this group on a regular basis, and we want you to be able to find the information that you need, and you can kind of get broke up trying to find all that different stuff. All right, yes, free goodies. So take advantage. And also, there's going to be some other stuff added in, because hey, we find freebies all the time, right? So I'm like collaborating a list now of different things that I have received for free that I'm gonna try my very best to get uploaded in the next week or two, because we have a whole lot more homeschoolers, and we need just something just to get us started, get our feet wet, and we realize that. All right, now let's see. I want to talk a little bit about, now I hope that information helped you, to show you, to give you a visual, because that's the type of learner I am. You can talk to me all day long. I can get it, but when I have a picture to go along with it, it's cemented into my brain. And so we have a whole lot of amazingness going on in this group, and I just want you to put your eyes on what exactly we're talking about, what you have to your advantage in this group, and encourage you to use these different options that we have and plug into the channel. That's how you're going to receive the support and continually get the things that you need if you plug into the channel. All right, so let's talk a little bit about building relationships within the group. This is so paramount and so important. Why? Because listen, everyone needs support. Everyone needs support. I need support. Lotta needs support. Aaliyah needs support. And of course, everyone in this group, at some point or another, we need support. So in order for you to receive that support, you need to start taking the initiative and reaching out by sharing posts, writing posts, different stuff. Don't be ashamed. Don't be scared to put a post out, because that could be the very post that someone else needed, or they was a little bit timid on putting it out. And by you putting it out, it encouraged them to get involved. So how can you get involved? By commenting, by liking the post. If you don't want to comment, you can like, heart the post, or show some type of reaction to it, and comment so that you can get the support that you need. And also we want to encourage, because so many times we're when we go out, we're not getting encouraged. So this is a group also to motivate you and encourage you on your homeschooling journey. We also have a unique post that Miss Lotta Love Hopkins put out a week or two ago, which was entitled Homeschooling Buddies. And so we was giving recognition to different ones that has helped us on our homeschooling journey, different ones that you kind of like reach out to or you want to learn more from. So if you have not yet added your name or to it, if you don't have a homeschooling buddy yet in this group, that's fine. The only thing you need to do is just type your name, say, hey, I need a homeschooling buddy. Let me tell you, having someone to walk with you along the way, the ups and downs of homeschooling, because it's not going to always be easy. Sometimes it can be a struggle and a challenge, but also it's a great opportunity of self-growth for not only your children, but also for yourself as well. So we can help. So go ahead and plug into that channel of the Homeschooling Buddies, that post. So look for that post, Homeschooling Buddies, search it out. All right. Now we're going to get to the last part of this meeting. Do anybody have any questions? Because the last part of this is going to be a little bit detailed because I'm going to be talking about the end of the year homeschooling wrap up. What do you do with wrapping up your homeschooling year? So let me see. Anybody have any comments, anything, questions? Everybody on the same page with me right now?
Hear me? There we go. Just saying that you're doing a wonderful job. Lots of energy as always. She never disappoints in that department. And just I've been getting comments that, you know, to walk through and show even that files, you know, we're not looking there and we didn't know all the goodies that were stored in there and that, you know, everybody's contributing for. So the other quick comment about relationship building, you'll find most of the people, and I dare say like 90% of the people who are on here are open to having someone talk to them. So, you know, not saying to be creepy and be in everybody's inbox, but just kind of look and see what, you know, things that you're having in common with someone. If they're liking a post that you liked, and then you just kind of pick up on that pattern. But you're going to see that our mentors are going to share, you know, their personal stories. It's also an aim that we get on camera because I just personally believe that, you know, video shows you that extra part of, you know, someone's personality more than words, and we just want to make this as intimate as possible. So you know, all the admins, we share our personal cell phones as well, and as you're comfortable, all the mentors will share theirs, you know, as asking. I ask that, you know, they kind of be open to that because we want it to be not just a Facebook thing, but a honest to goodness homeschooling thing. So that was the only other piece I had to add. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Lotta. Okay. So my screen is doing some crazy stuff today. So if you see me, I show expression all in my face. So if you see me making weird faces, it's not to you. It's this computer is doing some weird things today. So anyway, but I'm not going to let it stop. We're going to keep this train moving. We're going to keep it moving. So we're going to talk a little bit about the end of your homeschooling wrap up. Now, some of us, like I'm an all year homeschooler. Like I homeschool all year.
Go ahead.
Samson said, I'm sorry, I don't want to call you Samson, but that's what I see. Huh? I couldn't hear you. Can't hear you.
Right, Wanda.
Oh, thank you, Wanda. She said she homeschool all year round like me. Whoop, whoop. And most of us do for the most part. But it depends on your state that you're in. So in my state, yes, although I homeschool all year round, I have certain things that I have to turn in to my homeschool association and paperwork and grades and blah, 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 blah. So I have certain stuff that I have to turn in at the end of the year that officially, with the quotation marks, wrap up my homeschooling year. Someone said, I can't wait to take off at least 2 weeks. Jamaica, yes. Well, I'm going to take off some time as well, just a little bit. But like I said, homeschooling is not just all about books and paper. It's about experiences, and children can learn whether you're sitting in your home, at a classroom. They can learn anywhere. And so during the summer, I'm more of an unschooler with some traditional aspects. I'm not so on schedule like I am during the whole school year. So for those of you who are wrapping up, this may be your first year homeschooling and you're about to pull your hair out saying, what do I have to do? How do I do that? How do I wrap up the school year? For those of you who have to turn in records, and then we have some states that you don't have to do anything. Oh, wish I lived in a state like that. What do you do? Well, I'm gonna give you some little ideas, some little suggestions. Oh, someone said, what is unschooling? Unschooling is a unique way of schooling. It's more like interest-led learning for your children. So whatever your child is interested in, you kind of facilitate a positive environment, a platform for them to explore and learn, and you're not like so structured. It has unofficial structure to it, but you're not going by a certain curriculum and stuff. Your children are the curriculum, basically. You can use books or whatever you want to use, but you're not honed into a traditional setting. So you're learning from life. So say, for example, you might not open a book for your science class, but you take your child to the lake, or you take your child to a museum that is science-based. So they're still doing whatever it is that they need to do, but they're not doing it in the traditional kind of way. And say, for example, you're doing math, but you're not holding your child to do math from a traditional textbook. They're learning from cooking. They're learning from building something. They're going to learn, instead of learning geometry from a book, they're learning geometry from life experiences. So you're going to give them something to build that's going to use those geometry skills versus a book. So, and some unschoolers use books. They basically let the child kind of like gear it. And everyone has a little bit different way of doing their unschooling. But with me, I kind of do a little bit of both. I'm a blended homeschool. I do traditional, I do unschooling, I do a little bit of Montessori, I do kinetics, which is just hands-on learning. Your children have to move in order to learn good. So I do a little bit of everything based on the subject that we're doing and based on my child's needs, because some subjects my children are just naturally good at. And so the topics that they have a little bit of struggle or challenge with, I have to look for different resources and different ways to present the information so that they can be able to get the information better. So that is what I'm doing during the summer, is more from an unschooling aspect. We're still going to be doing it, but I have to turn in my paperwork for my state at the end of May. So I am doing wrap up with grades and all the stuff like that, and curriculum and what I did during the year, write up and all that stuff like that. So I have to do that in my state and turn that in. For those of you who don't, I'm happy for you, but I have to. So some of us have records, days, and curriculum. And I want everyone to hear me real good, because I am all about not only getting the things that our children need, but also doing it being smart with our shopping. So I'm going to give you a little tip today. This is the time of the year that if you need curriculum and you're searching for curriculum, this is the time for you to start buying and searching and seeking out your curriculum now. Why? It's because this is the time that companies are trying to outsource all of their curriculum from the previous year, and they're trying to revamp and reboot with new stuff and new inventory for the following year, because they realize that school year traditionally ends between May and June in public school system, and they mostly go by that. So in around about May or June. So you will notice that you will find more sales, more deals during this time of the year than you would in the beginning of the school year or after school have already started. So if you're searching and you see something that you like, I encourage you to look around, and you do not have to always buy new. I don't always buy new. I mostly buy used because at the end of the day, why pay full price when you don't have to? So this is the end of the year wrap up. You're wrapping up what you didn't do, wrapping up what you did do. You're wrapping up, you're starting to get the mindset of what worked. Because, you know, at the beginning of this school year, you was thinking, well, I saw this curriculum or I saw this and, oh, I think it's going to be amazing. And then you tried it. And maybe the first month or two, it was going great. And then you kind of notice that your children getting a little lethargic. It's not really going. It's kind of like humdrum. And you realize this is not really for us. We kind of progress from this curriculum. So now you kind of got an idea of what they need for the next year. So this is a time for you to start looking and all of that. Plugging yourself into these groups that have used curriculum that you can get for a reasonable price. My children have a little bookstore they just starting for their economics class, and they have a whole lot of different stuff they selling for reasonable prices. And then there's also different other groups that does that as well, that you can buy different stuff from different individuals. And within this group, I would encourage you, if you have a homeschooling buddy, many of us are offsetting or not using certain curriculum. This is a perfect opportunity for you to see, can you swap? Maybe they have something that you want and vice versa, and maybe you can switch, or maybe you can give them a good price on a certain curriculum or something like that. But that'd be a deal. That'd be something between you and that other person. Just speak out on different stuff that you're looking for, because you never know, someone may have it and they may have it for sale and you can get it for a good price, or maybe they just want to get rid of it. You just never know. I have had many homeschoolers give me stuff, and then I have also had some homeschoolers that I actually purchased something from them, but I got a really, really good deal because we was leveraging that they needed something from me and I needed something from them, and we was able to kind of offset the cost that way. So think about that. Also, I already talked about figuring out what would work, what didn't work. And with that, you need to figure out what you want to change for the next school year, because every school year, homeschooling year, presents a different journey, so to speak. So what worked for this year may not work for next year. So figure out, based on your homeschooling flow, which is different from everyone, what do you think is going to work for them? I encourage you to kind of like Google it, like if you're interested in a curriculum, Google it and see, can you see a peek inside? I try to show a whole lot of different little peek insides on my YouTube channel of different curriculum. I need to go back and do some more, because I have some more stuff that companies sent me, and I just need to show you a peek inside of that, because I like to see it before I buy it. And most of the homeschooling curriculum today, you have to buy it sight unseen. And so who want to do that? I mean, sometimes the cover look all great, but then when you get it home, you're like, oh no, this is not going to work. So look for different things that you can see the inside. Some companies that you see a couple pages, so or they let you sample a couple of their pages. So look for curriculum that let you sample it, or you can look on YouTube and see, can you see a peek inside of the different curriculum before you buy, because you don't want to waste your money buying something and then you have to return it. Lotta, you want to say something, dear?
Yes, just I was going to ask, or not ask, but also mention about curriculum. Don't feel like, you have to get a certain name and everything. Yeah. Remember, this is content, and content meaning, math is math, no matter what type of, instructional strategy they may use. Now, that's kind of what is going to be different between the different curriculums. You'll have company A that, has a bunch of cartoon characters acting something out, and now they're teaching kids sight words, let's say. And then you have company B that might make it into a Minecraft game or something. So that's kind of how you can really look to see what curriculum fits your child's interest is going to be first, because unless someone's interested, you're not going to be able to get them to learn. And even those tough subjects, and I like to pick on math all the time because that's my tough subject, but my boys actually love math and they do well in it. And so, with math, I always kind of like, I'm going to struggle extra hard, and this is going to be the case. But, going by their wants and needs and interests, which both of my boys really like gaming. They like very methodical stuff. I tried with my oldest one with coding, and we discovered he doesn't like it. So I went by his interest and then start seeing, okay, so who teaches it to his style? So kind of keep that in mind as you're looking.
Exactly. Thank you, Lada. Exactly. So you want to keep in mind the child, and sometimes as parents, we present the information in a way that appeals to us without us even realizing it. So we look at it, saying to ourselves, we're saying, okay, I'm getting this for my child. I have this child in mind for this curriculum or this particular subject. And then we buy it, but really we need to talk with the child. And I'm going to tell you something that I did. I really sat down and I observed my own children on an individual basis. I literally had to get a pad and pencil and write some things about my child by observing them. And what I mean by that, the most important thing that you can do, in my personal opinion, as a parent, as a homeschooling parent, to kind of like figure out what your child interests are, because many times your child, you ask them what they're interested in, most of them gonna say, I don't know, I don't have an interest. But guess what? They're already telling you what their interests are, and they don't even realize it. Watch your children, what they do when they have their downtime. What do your children do? What do they gravitate towards when they are not doing traditional, when we're doing our school thing? What do they do for fun? What type of TV shows do they like to watch? What put a smile on their face? What type of activities do they like to do? All of that is telling you are big indicators. Yes, take notes. There are big indicators of what your child interests are. We just kind of like overlook it. But once I start doing that, I start noticing, hey, my son is a very reluctant reader. And not because he's a reluctant reader because he has a learning difference, which is called dyslexia. And he has dysgraphia. So it's a challenge for him. So I start really paying attention to what he was doing. And my boy can break codes. He's very good with coding. He can break codes. He can do all this different stuff with his mind. He's very visual. He needs to move to learn. And I start watching what he does and what type of shows that he watch on his downtime. And then I started figuring out ways to incorporate the educational process in it that will draw him in. And that's one thing that I had to do with my daughter as well, because she is the complete opposite of him. She is very studious, very list oriented, and my son is very right brain think. He marched by a tune of his own beat. So I had to figure out, how can I reach my child on his or her learning? How can I do that in a productive way? I see Lada unmute her mic. What you want to say, boo?
I posted about that, and so if you're kind of struggling, like, okay, you're saying take notes, but what am I looking at? What am I writing down? There's a formula called ABC, basically what's happening a little bit before, noting the time of day and what behaviors, because you'll be very surprised what you think is doing something. Once you look at data, once you look at stuff you're writing down and you're seeing a different pattern, you're going to be like, oh, on Fridays, my kid is less motivated, kind of like me, but you're going to notice that, but it's not going to seem instinctive. I'm sorry.
Oh, you okay? Oh, I thought she was going to say something else. All right. Yeah. What Lada said. So just to piggyback on what she said, learning those little cues, that's going to really help change your homeschooling experience. It's going to be less stressful. It's not going to be as challenging because you are working with the way your child learns. My children work better on math in the afternoon. I used to try to do math first because it was our hardest subject and I didn't really want to teach it. To be honest, I'm like, oh, math. So I want to get the hardest subject out first. So I want to start with the hardest and then work our way down to the easy ones at the end of the day. Well, guess what? It didn't work because they was not ready for math when they first wake up in the morning. even after we had a nice little breakfast. They was not ready for it. They think better in towards the afternoon, in the evening. That's when their brains are flowing for math. They're ready for math. So I had to adapt and adjust to the way that they learn so that I can get the best out of my babies. So just being able to be flexible and versatile in regards to that will help you a lot. And also following that system that Lada just brought out. Let's see. We talked about curriculum. This is also the time that you start to set goals for your next homeschooling year. So whatever goals you have for this year, you need to reevaluate to see, have you met those goals? And if you didn't, that's okay. You can just carry it on to the next year, or maybe you need to make some little tweaks or adjustments and take it on to your next year. Find out what you want to do. Let's see. Another thing, you want to determine what type of homeschool you want to be. Like I said, I am blended. I do a whole lot of different things, but some homeschool families are not blended, and that's okay. Lada said it's called data decision. So look that up. I think she said she put it in the group. So look that up. And I encourage you parents to do that little self-eval, so to speak.
Yes, and just basically like you just said, it's not that it's a particular thing, but it's just let the data tell you what to do, you know, from getting to know your child, from seeing where they excel and where they have challenges. So don't really, even though, you know, it's not too bad to go strictly off of, like you were saying, your instincts, like, oh, I like math. Let's always, you know, talk about math and put it to the side, or the opposite. And I was just trying to be fair. But data, let your data drive your decisions, because that's how you're going to set your goals. As she said, don't look at your goals of being, oh, I didn't meet it, let's take it off the table. Look at where you've come towards that goal. Did you blow it out the water? Is it something you're still working on? And incorporate that to those next steps.
Exactly. Because that, at the end of the day, to be honest, I don't know any homeschooler that has ever reached every single goal that they put out at the beginning of the school year. Maybe they have made milestones or certain little steps towards it, and some things you do, you hit it out the ballpark. You did some things you do, and then some things you have to realize you need to tweak it and adjust it a little bit based on what your family is currently going through at this particular moment. So that is another thing, which is going to have to be another long topic, because we already went into, I'm looking, it's an hour now, so I'm not going to be able to go into this. Maybe another time we'll be able to go into the different learning or the different types of homeschooling, which is basically, just to throw a little bit out there, we have kinetic learners, we have Charlotte Mason learners that learn from nature and life, we have unschoolers, we have eclectic learners, we have Montessori, we have traditional. There's so many different facets of homeschooling, and I don't know if everyone really understand or even realizes so many different types. We even have unit study learners that they present all the information in a unit study base that blends all the subjects together. I love unit studies. And if you have multiple children, this is multiple grade levels, multiple ages, that has been a lifesaver for me, because I'm able to blend all of this stuff and all these topics and subjects together on their specific grade level, and we can talk about it and build on it. And basically your younger children are going to be a little bit more advanced, because they're going to get their stuff integrated with a lot of your older children's stuff. So you'll notice that your younger ones will kind of like be a little bit more advanced on certain topics because of the unit study format. But we're going to have to talk about that another time, because time is of the essence, and I'm just glad that you guys came today. We're just going to have to talk a little bit more about that at another time. Let me see. I want to say one more thing. We have an email address now. So if you need us, please send your email to that's the digit 1, familylearning@gmail.com. That is onefamilylearning@gmail.com. You guys, we're going to have to wrap this up. I enjoyed it. If you have any other topics that you want to talk about, let us know in the group. And then I'm going to have to come back another time, or maybe put a written post or tag you guys to it. All the other different little side groups that we have for different things. And I want to say something. Another thing we noticed that it's one of the number one question in this group, other than homeschooling, is how can I make money and homeschool? Well, guess what? You have a whole lot of amazing entrepreneurs right here in this group who are telling you about different ways in which you can make money to support your homeschool or support your life, to support your life. And so I'm an entrepreneur. All of us in here, we just about all of us have some kind of entrepreneur thing going on. But we also have a group that is specifically designed for entrepreneurs, which is the Family Network group. I hope I said that correct. So if you want to say it again louder, keep me straight, child.
It's now look, I'm gonna mess it up. Is it Family Market Network? I think so.
Yeah, Family Market Network. So go over there and get into the Family Market Network, which is designed for homeschoolers who are entrepreneurs, or maybe you're not an entrepreneur yet, but you aspire to be an entrepreneur. I encourage you to get in that group, because we're doing like a little bit, we challenge ourselves with video, and we're getting our business out there, taking it to the next level. So if that is of interest and you want to know how you can make money in homeschool, there are so many different ways, and I couldn't go over it in all this one video. There are so many amazing things that are out there today. And if anybody want to connect with me about different stuff about entrepreneurship and different things that are available out there, of course, our amazing Miss Lotta Love with the $20 resume. She is amazing in regards to work at home jobs and different stuff like that. And also, I'm here as an entrepreneur. I do various different things dealing with homeschooling and health and wellness, and I can tell you about different stuff like that. Of course, you can get with Wally. He does some stuff. Aaliyah, and of course, a whole lot of us within this Black family homeschooling group. We do a lot of different things in regards to entrepreneurship. So we are here to help you take advantage of the help. And that's all I had to say. We will see you again next Friday. I don't know if I'm going to be here next Friday, but I definitely will be on the call. I'll definitely be on the call. I don't know if I'm going to be presenting, but I'll be on the call. So thank you.
If anyone else wants to present as well, and if you want to jump on the camera, the mic, and have some ending comments and stuff, please do. Our Zoom participants, I wanted to also just kind of do a quick shout out of our Facebook Live folks that joined us. We had Melissa Simmons join us, Nemesia Jones, Wally Vaughn on there, Janelle Jones, and Miss Ray. There we go.
All right.
Go ahead.
Oh, we have some.
I just want to, Lotta has helped me a lot, and I just want to just say thank you. And also, we as educators, we have to remember to come out of mommy mode when it's time to teach. Sometimes our energy or our attitude towards subjects or whatever, things that we didn't get over in school ourselves, sometimes we can already set a bad environment, set a bad vibe when we're introducing new things or when we're starting a new subject. So it's also important to remember that it's, of course we're moms always, but when we go into teaching mode, we're teachers, and our agenda is to teach. Our agenda is not to get our point across, not to dictate, it's to teach. And we teach the best way we can. By any means necessary, we're going to get that information in. So anyway, thanks for having me.
That is so true. And you know what? Back to mindset, she made an amazing point. In school, math was not my thing. And I kind of carried that over with my homeschooling. But guess what? Now I love math. And guess what else? I'm a virtual teacher and I teach 147 students math. When my mindset changed, everything opened up to me. So I couldn't stand math in school. And when I first started homeschooling, I was like, oh no. But then now I love it. And guess what? It's not hard. It's a mind shift. And so now I enjoy math. I would have never thought it. So she made a valid point. Sometimes we bring over our baggage on certain things. She made a valid point. So we need to drop our baggage and give our children a fresh start. So thank you for sharing that, because, whoo, child, I dragged that baggage on over. All right, you guys, we're going to close out. Miss Lotta Love, you can unmute yourself, dear. and gonna close us out. And we had an amazing time. And if you guys have any questions right now, or you just want to just say something, go ahead and do it before we close out, because we love hearing from you. I don't want to be the only one talking. That's boring.
Definitely. Thank you for your time and energy. Like I said, Tina, it makes a huge difference in just presentation as well as us just getting the information. I think, again, I saw her teaching skills come through and helping us break it down, see everything that we can do in order to be active in the group. So thank you so much for that. Anyone else on the Zoom or even on our Facebook Live? We have 2 on here before we close out. Aaliyah will be on, to my knowledge, at 11 p.m. Eastern time. So she does like an after hours edition. I like to call it that. She laughs when I say that because she gets real. She gets, in the nitty gritty. It's grown folk stuff. It's the things that, we not talking about when we talking about being good little schoolgirls and boys. So now she, and that's definitely her vibe. She will be authentic with you. She is real, and she, if you need to cry about things because it's not what you thought it was, she'll cry, but then she'll get back with you and be like, look, together we can do this. And that's really, all of our hearts and passions in working in this group. And so, if this is a group that you're thinking, okay, I'll be one of the 4,000 plus people and nobody's going to notice me and I'll just stay over here. You haven't been in the group too long, because we'll be all in the inbox and poking you and all this other kind of stuff, but it's done in love. I hope no one thinks it's creepy, but it's done in love. And if you want us to stop, just say so. So, all right. Any others?
You're welcome. I'm reading the chat.
We are going to go ahead and close out. Again, we are always on Messenger. We are on the group, in the group, post, tag us, and we'll get with you. All right, you guys have a wonderful rest of the day.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.